Welcome to our presentation. We will talk about food insecurity and its place regarding government status, solutions, laws, rulings, and how it connects to history, both from other countries and our own. The people in our group are Naiya Williams, Caroline Huang, Kaitlyn Crozier, and Sophia Fingerson. While a right to food is not explicitly stated, the phrase promote the general welfare in the preamble has been understood to support government action related to public well-being, which would include food access and security. Additionally, in Article 1, Section 8, the spending clause also gives Congress the power to collect and use taxes to provide for the general welfare, which allows Congress to create food assistance programs. The USDA reports that 13.5% of U.S. households experienced food insecurity sometime during 2023, marking a significant increase from 12.8% in 2022. Both children and adults were food insured in 8.9% of households with children. This is likely tied to the rollback of pandemic-era relief programs. Every 5 to 6 years, Congress passes a new farm bill, an omnibus bill, or a package of laws regarding agriculture and food policy. The original farm bills were made during President Roosevelt's New Deal legislation with the three goals of keeping prices fair for farmers, ensuring food supply, and conserving natural resources. Now it covers nutrition programs like SNAP and TFAP. Nixon's 1969 White House Conference on Food, Nutrition, and Health was a landmark conference regarding food insecurity, setting the policy agenda that still guides food security efforts today. It provided extensive recommendations for nutrition-related policies and programs, a majority of which were implemented within 2 years of the conference. The conference led to the permanent expansion of programs such as WIC, SNAP, and the school meal system. Jacinta Moreno, who lived with but was not related to Ermina Sanchez and her 3 children, was denied food stamp benefits under Section 3 of the 1964 Food Stamp Act, which excluded households with unrelated members. The Supreme Court, 7-2, upheld the ruling of a lower district court that Section 3 violated the Due Process Clause of the Fifth Amendment in creating 2 types of households, all related and not, a distinction that did not serve a valid state interest. In 2022, Purdue University Center for Food Demand Analysis and Sustainability found from a panel of 1,200 adults that food cost was the leading financial stressor for consumers. From the study, 82% of liberals, 69% of moderates, and 48% of conservatives support expanding SNAP benefits. By looking at support for government assistance in food and nutrition programs, we can identify the public's will to address food insecurity. China has made significant improvements in food security since the 1960s. After the Great Chinese Famine, new economic policies and reform, especially regarding domestic grain production, imports, and agricultural technology, were put in place. By 1984, food rationing in Chinese cities was lifted, and food security in China has improved since, with the increase of grain output. Nigeria hasn't done a great job dealing with food insecurity. Their economy is dependent on farming and in turn on the climate. Unpredictable weather has led to more food insecurity and malnourishment. Nigeria's expected increase in population will worsen the problem despite support. There are many groups working to stop food insecurity, one example being Feeding America. This program works with local food banks and meal programs to support those who live in poverty and provides resources so people can get the support they need. They also educate the public about food security issues, including the causes and impacts. While there aren't groups who actively lobby against food security, organizations like Americans for Prosperity and the Heritage Foundation push for reducing government spending on welfare programs like SNAP as a broader fiscal reform effort. They support stricter work requirements for eligibility to promote self-sufficiency. Though not a direct attack, these positions can lead to reduced support for low-income households and increased food insecurity. Florida, as well as 12 other states with Republican governors, decided to decline to participate in a federal welfare program that provides support for those living in poverty. This program would have provided an additional $120 per child for families in need. The stated reason for opposing this was that the states didn't need it on top of their other programs, along with claims of being against welfare programs in general. As of 2023, 1 in 8 people face hungers in Illinois. This issue is being addressed using bills and programs such as the Illinois Grocery Initiative, which funded a program encouraging grocers and grocery stores in food deserts. Additionally, House Bill 1607, a part of this initiative, established a commission to advise and support policies to eliminate food deserts in the state. The Rural Prosperity and Food Security Act of 2024, proposed by Senator Debbie Stabenow of Michigan, intends to reform, fund, and strengthen agricultural and food-related programs. The proposal would benefit geographically disadvantaged farmers and additionally make programs like SNAP more accessible for underserved families and individuals. About 900 million people face severe food insecurity today. Currently, the projections suggest that by 2028, this will hit 956 million. Given that information, it is likely that the number will increase significantly by 2030. When there is a larger population, there are less resources for each individual. That concludes our presentation about food insecurity and the problems it poses. We use the sources listed on the slide, which include the World Food Program, the Wiley Online Library, and the Center for American Progress, along with others. Thank you for listening.